Welcome to the episode of Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I'm here to break down the season finale of The Trust, a Game of Greed. Folks, this has been one wild ride. It has become slowly one of my favorite reality TV, like new reality TV shows in recent time. And it has been one crazy ride watching these people kind of manipulate their way to some money, see some people backstabbing, see some honesty. I don't know what it's been, but this has been really, really fun. And I've really enjoyed this. And I really hope that we get another season of this because it has been a lot of fun. Great cast, too. Great, diverse cast that has really struck a home run for me. At the end of episode 7, we did see Lindsay get voted out right before the final. The final trust ceremony, with Jasper being the person that kind of voted her out. We are down to 5 individuals. Before jump head first in, I've had a couple of comments here in the past about the podcast. One by a listener, Loretta Robinson. She said she wants to be on the show. Folks, if anybody ever wants to guest on the Love and Reality podcast, all you have to do is reach out to me on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Ricky Valero _. You can find that in the podcast notes, or if you're watching here on YouTube, you can find that in the notes of the YouTube. But you can reach out to me. I love talking reality TV. And if you want to jump on and join me in talking all of this trash, be my guest because I love it. Before we jump in, reminder, what was The Trust, a Game of Greed? For those of you who might be listening for the first time, thinking of checking out the show, first off, this is obviously spoiler heavy here, but 11 strangers are given $250,000 to split evenly. Will they take their fair share, or will the allure of more money cause them to vote each other out to keep more for themselves? It's an ultimate test of human nature, as greed and mistrust threaten to destroy even the strongest relationships. We are down to 5 individuals. We've got Brian the rancher, Jasper the teacher, Julie the entrepreneur, Jake the military contractor, and Tolu the marketing manager. Um, Everybody is on edge throughout this entire season. This entire episode, sorry. We are one step away from splitting this $268,000, right? That's like a little over $50,000 a piece. So we have one trust ceremony left. You could be voted out of this trust on the final stages of the competition and miss out on that money. We have the group of Brian, Jasper, and Jake that are kind of together, and Julie's just kind of in the middle. She's with Jake, but she also likes Tolu, and then Tolu is a lone wolf here. So it's definitely interesting to see. And of course, with Lindsay voted out and kind of shocking some individuals not named Jasper or Tolu, we could see an interesting mix of what the hell's to come, because Jasper is telling everybody that he didn't vote, but everybody's thinking, okay, well, maybe it's the cancellation of the votes. Remember, 3 people's votes had been canceled. So he puts it in their head that maybe Lindsay's vote was canceled, meaning Tolu's is the only one that mattered, meaning that's what sent her home. I love that he did that here because you're, again, final vote ahead. We're risking over $50,000 a piece here, okay? So, of course, Tolu is super happy. Julie admits to Brian that she took the offer the day of the secret vote, and he said he is highly disappointed and feels used. Again, I don't understand why, Julie, of all times, you decide that you're going to come out just days before the final trust. Brian could have said, man, you lied right to my face. And this man is full of integrity, honesty, and he has talked this entire time about each of these things. So it's crazy to sit back and watch this and see what was going through her head. And of course, she tells the rest of the group, and then Tolu says she knew it. Jasper, Jake, and Brian are not thrilled. Jake said she's better than that. First off, let's stop right here. Although I don't agree that about her telling the group, you just got mad because you've been played. Like, let's be real. Julie might be a little bit annoying, but she's played one hell of a game. She played the girls to the point where few people got eliminated, and when it was time for her to jump ship, she jumped right over to the guys who protected her ass until the end here. So let's not be mad at her for her game playing. Her game playing has been fantastic, probably one of the best in the game. But I get why they're upset, but let's honor the game playing here as well at the same time. Let's see here. We are 36 hours away from the final vote. Tolu tells Brian how much she loves the person that he is, but he tells the camera, can she and Julie break the mold and cut someone out? So that's the big thing that we're talking about right now. We got $268,000 left. The last test is in the vault. Okay, each person will go in alone. Current prize $53,000. That's a lot of money. That's 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 a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like $53,000. However, let me do some quick math here. I didn't have this written down. So let's go 268,000 divided by 4. We could go from 53,000 to $67,000. You know what I mean? If you cut out one individual. Now, of course, Jake said he's going to turn down the money, and then he's worried that Tolu's first vault, and 48 hours ago they were kicking her out, so they're worried about how much money he could, you know what I mean? Like, this is what he's already worried about. Okay. Um, the offer on the table is this. You can write down an amount up to $25,000 to take from the trust. If you bid the highest number, you win the money. However, if everyone passes, all the money stays in the trust. So basically, all 5 of them have a piece of paper in front of them that could write 5,000, 10,000, 6,000, 8,000, 6,900, or up to $25,000. Now, with that, you obviously figure out here that you get $25,000 in your pocket on top of what the share would be here. Now, Brian could add around $50,000 to the total with his already $30,000 winning. Jasper is torn but says no, followed by Brian saying no, Jake saying no, and Julie even saying no, who I thought would be really tempted to write down at least a number. Now, all that's left is Tolu. Now, this is what I think there's going to be a lot of criticism here for what Tolu did, but my thing is this. She played the game the way she did. She had a target on her back for a long period of time. And then, of course, Lindsay was that last individual. However, Brian, Jasper, and Jake have been after her and Winnie for weeks now. So the problem is, in the back of her head, I feel like she has to think, are they going to eliminate me during the last vote? Because if they do, I walk away empty-handed. Instead, I take a risk. I take the $25,000 she said is going to help her family and accept the full amount, and good for her for that. And you take that money with you, and if you get eliminated, you're at least walking away with 25,000. Now, if you take the 25,000, you add it to whatever the number is after that, you know what I mean? 268. Let's see, let's do some math here real quick. Let's see, 268 minus the 25,000. We're at 243 divided by 5, 48,600 plus 25,000. We're looking at $73,600, which is approximately $20,000 than you were going to go home with at the end of this game. So either you're going home with 25,000 or you're going home with 73,000. Big difference here. So not mad at Tolu for making that decision. It was smart of her. It was great gameplay. Julie told Jake that she thought of him while she was in the room. Brian and Jake both think that Tolu and Julie both are being honest after everybody told everybody they didn't take it. Jake asked Julie to explore things outside of the house, and these two share a very, very passionate kiss with each other and both said they enjoyed it. Maybe love is really, oh, wait, that's, sorry, guys. Wrong show, wrong, right network, right streaming platform, Netflix, wrong show. Speaking of which, Love is Blind is right around the corner, folks. February 14th. I've got some initial cast reactions coming up on the YouTube page. You're not going to want to miss those. That being said, everyone is hoping they said they all have a chance to share the money equally, or will someone be cut from the trust? Everyone is hoping that they're leaving with one another. The final trust is $243,000, meaning someone lied about taking some money. And everybody's face was, oh my God. Everyone is questioning what the fuck is happening because someone took the money. Julie is mad. Now, mind you, 5 minutes ago, I credited you for what you said, your gameplay. But bitch, you mad? Like you really mad, Julie? Like you really mad? Didn't you just earlier in this episode admit to taking money from the pot and lying about it for a lengthy period of time? Like if anybody that should have been mad, you are the last person that should have been mad. Sorry. Um, I love Tolu saying to the camera, sorry, not sorry. Let's go. Now, here we are, guys. Okay. We're going to talk. He said, Brian is up first. He said, the high was everyone talking to one another, and yet someone lied. He said he turned down $40,000, but he doesn't understand coming out of the vault saying otherwise. Tolu said Brian has $30,000. Exactly. Brian reveals that he will share the money. Now, so we're all on the cliff here. You have an envelope. You could vote somebody out. You pull out something out of the envelope, and it says either share or somebody's name on it. Of course, this is an opportunity for somebody to be eliminated, or has opportunity for somebody to get kicked out. Or you can vote to share the money, and you split the money on the way out the door. So Brian reveals that he will share. Jasper said he's confused because someone took the money, but he also revealed that he will share. Brooke asked if everyone has faith that they will share the money and he said, I hope so. Jake's turn. He just always looks confused. Just always looks like confused as hell. He always has this dumb look on his face. I don't want to say this to be mean. There's 0% chance that Julie and Jake work outside the show. 0%. I guarantee you, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little interview that says we tried to date outside the show and it didn't work. We've moved our separate ways, et cetera, et cetera. Julie's probably trying to plan her future in the world of a content creator as we speak. Julie is up. She says she's devastated, blah, 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 survival mode, blah, 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 blah. She doesn't feel safe, blah, 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 blah. But then again, she agrees to share. Tolu is the final person to go, which, come on, let's be honest. We expected her to be the last person because we knew she could be a wild card in this number. Now, mind you, for me, I would have loved to see a twist here where she just looks at Julie in the face and says, bye, Felicia. Totally said it's been a crazy ride for her. She said she wasn't surprised at the final number of the money being shifted, which was hilarious in her delivery, knowing damn well she kept the money for herself. She's keeping it to her vest, keeping close to her vest, but outing the idea that somebody else could have done that. I love this so much. Again, you can't get mad at strategic gameplay on these reality shows. You can't, period. End of story. I love it. I understand people, oh, you're selfish. Oh, this or that. I'm sorry. I know. Playing for money. We're playing for not life-changing, $73,000, whatever you have, whatever. That's a lot of money at the end of the day. Maybe like 30 or 40 grand after taxes. But of course, she decides to share the money. They all hug and kiss, and we get a lovey-dovey. And Tolu said she thought about speaking up, but she didn't care. She's taking home $73,000. Jake says that the extra money taken is used for, he hopes that the extra money taken was for something good. Tolu said she's going to help her parents. So there you go. Brian's adopting a sweet baby boy and is a super sweet guy. And that is a wrap for season 1 of the Trust a Game of Greed with Brian, Jasper, Julia, Jake, and Tolu walking away with $243,000 divided by 5, $48,000 at $48,600 a piece. Obviously, Brian took home an extra 30. Julie, I think, took home an extra 30. And Tolu took home an extra 25,000. Um, I'll be honest, this was an incredible show. I love the dynamic here. It was like Big Brother on crack. You know what I mean? I love the element of people being eliminated. I love the element of gameplay, but also honesty. It's raw. There was a crazy diverse group that you could see the house was divided in so many different elements, but at the same time, they band together in certain moments. The vault, it was a cool idea. There's not much I think I would change about the show other than I hope that we get another season because this was fantastic. So let me know your thoughts on the Trust, a Game of Greed. Um, the season wrapped up. I'd love to hear you guys talk about whether or not you'd like to see another season, what you would have changed about it, or anything like that. I appreciate the continued support of the Love in Reality podcast. I will talk to you guys very soon.